All right, in this video, I want to talk about one of the biggest ways people get deceived, and that is by judging the messenger and not the actual message. And a lot of times, you see this with people who will come to you dressed all nice, talking very eloquently, being very nice and kind, and then they try to sell you some kind of snake oil, right? Some kind of timeshare, some kind of Ponzi scheme, right? And people get caught up into this every day because they focus on the messenger instead of the message. And that's what these con artists do. They know if they can present themselves in a way where they look like they are prosperous and they know what they're talking about, people will take everything they say as gold, right? So that's how they get deceived. People don't actually look at the message, right? They look at the messenger. So if this messenger is just some bum who doesn't really take good care of the way he presents himself to others, or she is that way, then a lot of times people are like, well, I'm not going to hear the message because look at this person, right? So they don't even know the message, right? Yet alone have decided whether or not it's true or not, or figured out whether or not it's true. They've just looked at the messenger and said, nope, or yep. And that's basically the main way people get deceived, is by this simple, stupid little thing where they act like this here matters, right? The messenger does not matter. It's the message. Such as this video, for example. Some people are saying, oh, this random guy online making this video, just using this whiteboard application here to do this. No, thank you, right? So they judge me, so they dismiss the message, right? When they don't even know the message, right? They don't care because of the way that it's presented, right? And that's the weird thing. You could offer somebody gold, but if it's presented to them by the messenger is like, just, I want to say some words, but it'd probably get people upset. So just a bum, right? You're like, no, thank you, because they're like, I don't want to be like you. And it's like, well, you don't have to be like me. That doesn't mean I'm not offering you pure gold here, right? You don't want the gold because I'm a bum. Okay, well, I'll keep the gold, right? But then if somebody who is coming to you as if they're a millionaire, a billionaire or something, right? And they offer you a box of dog shit, you'll be like, thank you. I love it, right? Because of the one who presents it to you. And that's the main reason why people are deceived. Because they're not actually, again, focused on this. No matter how many times I talk to people about, you need to get into the Bible yourself, to know the Bible yourself. Because how do you know I'm not BSing you like the rest of the world? You have to get into it yourself and know it for yourself so that you can see what I'm saying is true or to find out that it's not, right? Get into it yourself. To have your own personal relationship with God in prayer and reading in His Word, right? But some people are going to dismiss that message because of how I'm presenting it, or because of how I present myself. And they're not looking at the message, even though the message is pure gold, it's truth, and it's what you ought to be doing. They're like, no, I don't want that message because I don't want to be like you. I don't want to look like you. And it's like, you can still be you and present yourself however you want to and still accept this golden truth here, right? But, it is what it is. And another thing that's connected to this, where people get all messed up and deceived, is, let's say there's somebody, and this one's just kind of silly. You can put any evil person you want to put here, right? We can put somebody like Satan. We can put Hitler, Stalin, one of the many evil popes, pontiffs of Rome. And you can say, well, guess what they all have in common? You can bring up any silly little thing, right? Any silly little thing. Like, they all believed 2 + 2 = 4. I can't believe you believe that. Because they believe that too. And it's like, so? Right? They act as though just because somebody that, let's say, is evil or they're wrong about one subject means they have everything else that they say is wrong and can't be correct. Or else, like, their mind can't fathom that. Right? Like, they can't fathom somebody saying that, let's say, the earth is actually a pyramid shape, right? Or something like that. And you're like, okay, well, that's clearly wrong. But then they say, well, the square root of 100 is 10. And you're like, well, I'm not listening to you there because you were wrong on this other thing. And it's like, again, how do you figure that? Just because they're wrong on this doesn't mean they're wrong on everything. And it's vice versa. They'll do the opposite too. Somebody is right about something, right? For example, you have 1 million of these false prophets on YouTube, right? And one of them they'll keep saying these vague prophecies and none of them come true. But then there's one guy who's saying, oh yeah, I saw when, the bullet here went by his ear. Right, I saw this. And now, since he had a prophecy that was kind of vague, but actually kind of detailed, and it was right, that all of a sudden, he's right about everything. Right? And now he can't be questioned. And if you disagree with him, you're wrong, even though the evidence can support you. Because now he said this, and now he's saying, well, 2 + 2 = 6. Right? You're agreeing with Satan, Hitler, Stalin, and the popes. Right? You're not agreeing with the guy who gave us the truth here. That means you're wrong. Right? You're evil and rotten just like them. And it's like their mind is like totally warped and mushed. And the Y's are all crossed up. And all you can do for these people is walk away and pray for them. Or else you're going to have an aneurysm. Right? Because you can explain this to them, but they're not listening. Right? They've already said, no. And their mind just shut off and is gone to their happy place. Right? And I just wanted to make this quick video to give that kind of message out. To vent a little bit about it and kind of let you know that, hey, there's times where you got to just let people go and let things be. People have made their choices, and if they choose to reject the message because of the messenger, well, that's what they did. You got to just accept that. That's their free choice. And there's no point in fighting with them and arguing with them about it, because all you're going to do is waste your time, stress yourself out, and when you could be doing something actually productive, or at least chilling, hanging out with God. Maybe trying to enjoy yourself a little bit, right? So, with all that being said, thanks for your time and attention. Take care. I'll see you in the next one, and may God bless you and yours.